This weekend sees the return of the FA Cup. That's right, with some cup specials on the agenda. Will we see an upset from non-league Tamworth? What about Dagenham and Redbridge? We'll talk about that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about the FA Cup. It is the third round. The big boys are in it, who, of course, will take full advantage. We'll take a look at it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to stop shop for FA Cup, Blackburn Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one brewski. That's right. It all kicks off this coming Thursday. It is coming at you thick and fast, and it'll roll all the way through. I think it's a Monday. That's right. So a good stretch of games in the FA Cup. Will your club still be in it at the end of this weekend? I don't know about us, but we'll see in just a second. Of course, in a minute, we're going to review those last round of games, which was round 2, and then, of course, we're going to kick on forward to those next round of games. But until then, make sure you subscribe, smash the like, you one-stop shop for FA Cup, and a big shout out to the patrons and the members. You know who you are. Alrighty then, let's turn the clock back to the second round, which was, I think, back in November, something like that. We did see pretty much as expected sort of thing. I did go with a cup upset with the Gainsborough game against Harrogate, but I got it wrong. Harrogate go through. Wycombe, though, did take care of business against Wealdstone. Salford also taking care against Cheltenham, as predicted. Charlton did beat Walsall convincingly, 4-0. I did predict that outcome, but I did go with the long way round with the penalties. Exeter knocked out Chesterfield as expected. Oldham unfortunately crashed out too late, and Orient, who are on a really good bit of form right now. Barnsley are out. Bristol Rovers are through via penalties. Accrington Stanley are through, beating Swindon as predicted again via penalties. 7-goal thriller at Crawley saw Lincoln go through as predicted, as Mansfield joined them in the next round, beating Stevenage 1-0. I also called that one as well. Peterborough did beat Notts County 7-goal thriller 4-3 in the end. The Posh are there, as are Stockport coming through via Brackley. Morecambe ousted Bradford in their game 1-0 as called. Wigan took out Cambridge again, I think maybe after extra time, 2-1 on that one. Dagenham and Redbridge shocked us all with a 2-1 win over Wimbledon. Doncaster did oust Kettering on pens or extra time or something. Again, I went the other way on that one. Birmingham also through against Blackpool 2-1 on the night. Tamworth did need penalties, 4-3 over Burton, called it. As did Reading, beating Harborough, 8 goals in that one. I went with a 4-1 win, but Reading are safely through. And Bromley are there at the expense of Solihull Moors. Goodness gracious me. We did have a prediction league, but I've kiboshed it because it was just a little bit too mad. We are now going through the third round. I think we're all in here except, no, I think we're all in here. Is that right? Even the champions, I'm not too sure. But anyway, these are the games. It's a 2-slided thing. So bear with me. We're going to plough through these and then look forward to the next batch of matches. Here we go then. Kick it all off with a visit to Bramall Lane. Sheffield United against Cardiff. There's a lot here, so I'm going to kind of plough through this. Sheffield United on 58% form, just 1 win in 4 up against Cardiff. 1 win in 6 right now. Of course, matey boy Omar Ritza in charge of Cardiff. This old championship affair, which they've already played at Wales in the championship, and that was a 2-0 win for Sheffield United. That was not long ago, back in the month of December here. The Blades, of course, are good. Not got the best bit of form for them at the moment. Of course, coming into this on the back of their win over Watford. Cardiff, of course, back-to-back draws, but unfortunately they will lose this one. Cardiff taken out at this stage. Sheffield United going through 2-0 on the night. Let's go to Goodison Park then, shall we, as Everton under Sean Dyche up against Peterborough, of course, under Darren Ferguson. Of course, the hosts, Everton at Goodison Park, without a win in the last 5 back-to-back defeats for them. Up against Peterborough, who've had a right old rotten season over in League One. They need some distraction, and this could be it. They played each other one time since 2006. It was a 2-1 win for Everton. It was in the Cup, but it was in the EFL Cup, and it was over at Peterborough. Everton on the back of that 1-0 loss to Bournemouth. They make it back-to-back games without a goal. In fact, they've only scored 1 goal in the last 5, which is a major concern. Peterborough are also finding wins difficult at the moment, without a win since the last win they picked up was a 3-0 win over Northampton at their own place against Northampton Town. Of course, I'm going for a shock here. Did I give you the odds? I don't think I did, but the odds are 127 on Everton. Our favourite here, 90-4 is the draw. 8-1 is your long shot, so that's Peterborough, but I'm going with it. I'm going to go with a posh victory here. 2-1 win. They've got some surprises, don't they? Peterborough can score goals, and they can be quite a a force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to go with an upset on that one. Meanwhile, let's go to an old London affair, sort of. Fulham at Craven Cottage up against Watford. Of course, division separates these two sides. Fulham, though, are unbeaten in at least the last 8 matches, and they haven't lost any of the last 5 at home. They're up against Watford, who've had a bit of a slump right now. 3 defeats on the spin in all competitions and all venues. Just 1 win the last 5. Now, they've played each other 11 times since 2000. 3 wins apiece, and there's been 5 draws. The last time they played at this venue was, in fact, a draw. It was a 1-1 back in September 2018 in the Premier League. Fulham's draws have come against Ipswich and Bournemouth, and both of those were at this very venue. In fact, they've drawn the last 4 at Craven Cottage. As for Watford, their last away trip was a 3-1 loss against QPR. The bookies for this one, though, 10-3 on is your Fulham, 17-4 is your draw, 50-2 is your Watford. I'm going with a Fulham victory here. 2-1 win. Watford are a little bit slumpish at the moment, and I'll need some sort of form to get themselves back into playoff reckoning in the Championship. Meanwhile, we go to Friday night's matches. It is, of course, Wycombe against Portsmouth. Again, a division separates these two sides. Wycombe are flying high in League One up against Portsmouth, who are slumping down the foot end of the table in the Championship. Played each other 20 times since 2012. 5 wins for Wycombe, 8 wins for Portsmouth, 7 draws between the two sides. The last time played at this venue was a 3-1 win for Portsmouth back in March 2024. Pompey on the back of a 1-0 loss to Sunderland, and Wycombe could only draw with Blackpool most recently. The odds here, 6-5 is your Wycombe, 21-10 is your Pompey, 12-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a home banker here. When I say home banker, I mean a loss. They're going to lose. Pompey taking the 3 points and moving the chains. That's right. Next up, we got Aston Villa up against West Ham United coming at Villa Park, an all-Premier League affair on a Friday night. What more could you ask for? Villa under Unai Emery, just 1 defeat in the last 4, up against West Ham, who I believe could be on the verge of sacking Julian Lopetegui. In fact, he might have already been gone before this video comes out, with Graham Potter lined up to take over the reins. I don't know how much truth that's in that, but that's what it is at the moment. Played each other 52 times since 1993, 15 wins apiece and 22 draws. They already played each other match day number 1 at London. It was a 2-1 win for Villa in the Premier League. The last time they played at Villa Park, though, it was a 4-1 win for Villa back in October 2023. They are unbeaten against West Ham over the last 4, picking up 2 wins and 2 draws. The odds for this one, though, Villa are 10-7 on for the victory, 3-1 is your West Ham, 7-2 is the draw. It could be a new manager bounce here, guys, but unfortunately, I'm going with a 3-0 win, Aston Villa. Meanwhile, we go to Bristol City, Thrashton Gate, the venue, coming at you on Saturday as they take on Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are finding a bit of form right now under Victor Pereira. Played each other 21 times since 1993, 3 wins for Bristol City, 14 wins for Wolves. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played was at this venue and was in this competition. It was a 1-0 win for Wolves back in February 2019. Will Lightning strike twice? The hosts, the Robins, on the back of a 1-0 win over Derby. They've got back-to-back 3 clean sheets on the spin at this very venue. Meanwhile, Wolves on the back of a 2-2 thriller at Tottenham coming into this game. The odds right here, right now, 9-4 is your Bristol City, 23-20 is, of course, your away win, 12-5 is the draw. I think I am leaning towards a Wolves victory because they are really grooving under the new coach. 2-1 win, unfortunately. Quality will shine through. In the end, let's go to Riverside. It's the game of the day. We'll have the watch along. It will be a bit of a bumpy road for me. Got a long drive ahead of me this weekend. Anyway, Middlesbrough under Michael Carrick, 67% form for them right now. They are the draw kings, picking up 4 draws out the last 5. Up against Rovers, without a win the last 5, they're hit a right old slump right now. They played each other 44 times. The one thing that goes in favour of Rovers at the moment is our jinx, our high jinx over Middlesbrough. We are their bogey side. We'll talk about that in a minute. 11 wins for Borough, 18 wins for Rovers. There's been 15 draws. Rovers are unbeaten in the last 3, just lost once in the last 6. That one loss was at Ewood. We got back-to-back. Actually, we're unbeaten against them at the Riverside. I don't even know. You've got to go back. You've got to go back. I don't even know. Bloody Nora, it is bad. 1-0 win for Borough back in December 2012. That was the last time Middlesbrough beat Blackburn in their own backyard. That's absolutely cracking. I didn't know it was that long. So, yeah, take that from what you will. The odds here, 5-4 on is your Borough, 60-5 is your Blackburn, 40-5 is your draw. I didn't know it was that long, but regardless, I do think that's going to come to an end here. I think Middlesbrough will beat us because we're just a bit shit right now. And we need reinforcements. I know a lot of these clubs, the top 2 tiers, will be playing fringe teams and stuff like that. Rovers will be one of those for sure. And our depth in that department is pretty poor. So I do think we'll lose this. I'm going to go with a 2-1 loss. Borough taking the points or moving into the next round. And hopefully Rovers can just concentrate on the league and try and get themselves some form elsewhere. Meanwhile, Birmingham up against Lincoln, coming at you over at St Andrews. That's right, Birmingham flying high in League One at the moment, 83% form for them right now. Haven't lost in the last 11. They haven't lost any of the last 10 at home. Lincoln, though, hit a bit of a right old rough patch right now, winless in the last 4, 33% form for them right now, and have played Birmingham twice since 2004, losing both of them. The previous one was at Sincil Bank. It was this season. It was a 3-1 win for Birmingham over in the league. The last time they played at this venue was the same scoreline, 3-1 win it was for Birmingham. It was in the EFL Cup back in September 2004. Birmingham on the back of that 3-0 win over Wigan. Lincoln drawing with Stevenage, but haven't scored a goal in the last 4 matches. Can't see when that's coming to an end. 13-8 on your Birmingham. 4-1 is your Lincoln. 31-10 is the draw. Not here though. Going to go with a 2-0 win. Birmingham taking the points and moving the chains. Liverpool. They're up against Accrington, Stanley, a bit of a local affair, this one perhaps. Never played each other according to my eyes. Liverpool are on 83% form for them. Unbeaten the last 24, haven't lost any of the last 12. Accrington, Stanley on back-to-back wins for them over in League 2. Coming into this on the back of wins over Grimsby and Colchester. Liverpool on the back of that 2-2 draw against Manchester United. The odds are overwhelmingly so. Liverpool 22-1 on overwhelming favourites. 16-1 is the draw. 28-1 is your long shots. It's Stanley. Who are they? Exactly. 4-0 win. Liverpool taking the points and moving on to the next round. Leicester. QPR coming out of the King Power. Rudes boys need a result. They're coming into this with on the results of 5 defeats on the spin. Up against QPR, just 1 defeat in the last 6. They're on 67% form and have played Leicester 21 times since 1994, winning 9 of them. 8 wins for Leicester. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. The last time played at this venue was a 2-1 win for QPR. That was last season over in the league. Leicester losing to Villa most recently. QPR picking up a win against Watford. The odds for this one, 20-11 on is your Leicester. 16-5 is the draw. 70-4 is your away win. That's QPR. The away side taking the points here. Moving on for a 2-1 win for them. Into the hat they go. Exeter City up against Oxford coming at you over at Exeter. Gary Rowett's Oxford doing the business right now. Unbeaten the last 4. 58% form for them coming at you. Up against Exeter without a win in the last 3. 42% form for them over the last 6. And have played Oxford 25 times since 2002. They've won 8. Oxford won 10. There's been 7 draws between the two sides. Last time around at this very venue was a 2-1 win for Oxford back in April 2024. Oxford picking up the draw against Preston. Most recently, Exeter losing to Bolton. The odds for this one, we got Exeter 2-1 for the victory, 23-10 the draw, 13-10 is your away win. Oxford winning this one as well, 2-1 win. They'll go through into the 4th round. There you go. Meanwhile, Reading up against the 6-fingered Freakazoids. It is Burnley, that's right, in the next round of the Cup. Reading, Noel Hunt's boys, 58% form, unbeaten the last 4 up against Burnley, who are unbeaten in the last 13 matches. That's right, they're on 83% form and have beaten Reading 13 times the last 26 times they have played. Let's tell a lie. Let's take that back. They've played each other 26 times. Reading have won 13 of them. Burnley just 6. And there's been 7 draws. That's right. The last time they played at this venue, it was a 0-0 draw. In fact, the last 3 times they played at the Majeski, it's been draws. Goodness gracious me. Burnley have only won once of the last 5 against Reading. But they're coming into on the back of that 1-0 win over Rovers, of course. And they've got, 4 clean sheets on the spin. Reading on the back of that 0-0 draw against Charlton. But the odds right here, right now, Reading are 21-4 for the victory, 50-8 on is your Burnley, 3-1 is the draw. This could be an upset here. When you look at those recent run of events at Majeski, of course, Burnley doesn't look like they like playing against them or get results against them. So this could be an upset, but unfortunately, I cannot do it. Going to go with a 2-0 win, Burnley taking it into the next round. Norwich up against Brighton of Albion coming out at Carrow Road. Norwich now finding the groove under Jonas Torup again, unbeaten the last 4, 58% form for them. Up against Brighton, draw Kings right now, drawing 5 of the last 6, 42% form for them right now. And they've played Norwich 18 times since 2002. 8 wins for Norwich, 4 wins for Brighton. 6 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at Carrow Road, it was a nil draw. In fact, the last 2 times they have played, both home and away, have ended up 0-0 between these two sides. Norwich, 2-1 winners over Coventry. Most recently, Brighton drawing with Arsenal. That's right. Goodness gracious me. The odds here and now for this game. Norwich 5-1 for the victory, 20-11 on. Yeah, Brighton 3-1 is a draw. This could be an upset, guys. It really could. But I'm going with a 3-2 thriller. Brighton taking it into the next round where they could get a nice cup round going. Meanwhile, Preston up against Charlton. That's right. Coming at you over at Deepdale. Preston on 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost to and drawn 2. Coming at you up against Charlton. Unbeaten the last 5 under Nathan Jones. Played to 11 times since 2007. 7 wins for Preston, 2 for Charlton. There's been 2 draws between these two sides. The last time they played over at Deepdale was a 2-1 win for Preston back in January 2020 in the Championship. That's That's right. Preston are unbeaten against Charlton over the last 4, as Preston have won 4 on the spin. In fact, they're unbeaten the last 5, winning 4 and drawing just the 1. The odds for this one, Preston 20-19 on for the victory, 12-5 is the draw. We got 14-5 is your away win. Going to go with Preston, though, 2-0 winners to flex their muscles once again. Chelsea up against Morecambe, coming at you over at Stamford Bridge. That's right. Chelsea looking to get back to winning ways up against Morecambe. Played each other just the one time to 2021, and it was a 4-0 win for Chelsea in the same competition a couple of years back in January 2021. Chelsea without a win in the last 4, Morecambe on 2 wins the last 3. They're coming in just on the back of the win over Tranmere. The odds for this one, Chelsea are 25-1 on for the victory, 16-1 is the draw, 33-1 is your long shots. That's Morecambe. Chelsea going to win this convincingly, going with the 5-0 win with probably second, third string squad coming at you against Morecambe. The final one on this slide here is Bournemouth against West Brom, bit of a ding-dong classic as well. This one could go either way. Bournemouth on 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 8 matches. Up against West Brom, 50% form for them over the last 6, 1-2, lost 2 and drawn 2, of course, coming at you. Still trying to find out their manager. It could even be Blackburn Rovers, John Eustace. We just don't know. Played each other 12 times since 2007. 4 wins Bournemouth, 5 wins Baggies, 3 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this venue was a 2-2 draw back in August 2021. Bournemouth on the back of that 1-0 win over Everton. West Brom picking up that crucial draw against Swansea. The odds here, 5-2 on your Bournemouth. 15-4 with the draw, 6-1 your long shots. It is West Brom. I'm going with a shock penalty shootout. If there is penalty shootouts, result here for West Brom go through to the hat of the 4th round. Bournemouth crashing out. Let's go to this next page here. We got a whole host more games. It's Sunderland up against Stoke. It's the battle of the S's. It's the Alex Neil derby. They just played each other. That's right. When did they just play? Back on the 29th. We'll talk about that in a minute. Sunderland 75% form for them right now. Just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Stoke 42% form for them right now. Back-to-back draws. Unbeaten in the last 3. Played each other 39 times since 1993. 16 wins for Sunderland, 15 wins for Stoke. There's been 8 draws. The last time they played over at Sunderland was a 2-1 win. Oh my gosh, they played each other twice in quick succession. It's like bonkers. This will be the 3rd time they played in the space of a month, I think, about a month. So they'll be sick to the back teeth of playing Stoke. Anyway, Sunderland beat Stoke at Sunderland last time they played. Of course, it was 2-1 win. Stoke beating Sunderland the last time they played, and that was at the Bet365. So they've exchanged victories there. This is, of course, the third round, third set, if you like. Sunderland on the back of that 1-0 win over Portsmouth. Stoke make it back-to-back clean sheets. In fact, they've got 3 clean sheets on the spin, have Stoke. The odds for this one, Sunderland are 5-3 on for the victory, 3-1 is the draw, 70-4 is your away. We're going to go with a Sunderland victory, completing the 3-piece against Stoke City. Meanwhile, Brentford up against Plymouth. That's right, coming at you over in Brentford. That match is taking place somewhere along here. I don't even see it. There you are, Brentford, of course, under matey boy, Thomas Frank. Just 1 win in the last 6, 25% form for them right now. Up against Plymouth, without a win in the last 11 matches. In fact, they haven't lost the last, or they haven't won any of the last 15 on the road. Now, they have played Brentford 7 times since 2002. They've been 3 wins apiece and 1 draw. The last time they played at Brentford, it was a 2-0 win for Brentford back in February 2011. 2-0 win as it was for Brentford back then. Brentford on the back of that 5-0 win over Southampton. Plymouth with a couple of draws under their skins right now, drawing with Stoke most recently on the road. The odds for this one, Brentford are 5-1 on for the victory, 10-1 is your Plymouth, 13-2 your away, where is the draw, sorry. Going to go 3-0 win, brother, for Brentford to take the points. Let's go to Nottingham Forest. High-flying Nottingham Forest up against Luton Town, who could be in the need for a bit of a distraction. Forest, of course, 5 wins on the spin, 83% form for them right now. Luton, 3 defeats on the spin, 33% form for them coming at you right now. Played each other 13 times since 1993, 5 wins for Forest, 4 wins for Luton. There's been 4 draws between the two sides, including 3 of the last 4, that's right, all draws between these two sides. The last time somebody was victorious, it was Luton, beating Forest at Kenilworth Road back in April 2022. In fact, Luton are unbeaten against Nottingham Forest over the last 6, picking up 2 wins and 4 draws. The odds for this one, I've just lost it. Forest are 15-19 on for the victory, 11-2 is your Luton, 70-4 is the draw. This might be an upset here, but I'm backing Nottingham Forest to come out on top with a 2-1 win. They do have the psychological advantage, unbeaten against Forest over the last 6, but I just think Forest right now are clicking and they want to make a run of this as well. Look at this one. Bit of a balmy one. This one, Man City, of course, the Premier League champions up against Salford, owned by the class of 92 or something like that. It's your Nicky Butts, your Paul Scholeses, your Ryan Giggses, your Nevilles. They all own these bad boys and they'll want to do one over Manchester City. They play each other never. This will be the first encounter, according to my knowledge. Man City on back-to-back wins now, starting to get a bit of form together. Salford are actually clicking right now. 6 wins on the bounce in all competitions, and they've been the clean sheet meisters. 1, 2, 3, at least 6 clean sheets on the bounce. This could be very, very interesting, or it could be one-way traffic. The odds for this one, 22-1 on is your City, 14-1 is of course the draw, 22-1 is the long shots at Salford. Yeah, there's a lot going on with this one, and I think it should be on TV. It's one of them because of the ownership of Salford. They'll want to get one over Manchester City on this one, but unfortunately I think Manchester City, regardless of what players play this game, they'll come out on top quite convincingly. 4-1 win in their own backyard. Meanwhile, Leeds up against Harrogate in an all Yorkshire affair. Goodness gracious me. That's right, Ellen Road is the venue. Leeds, of course, have played Harrogate twice since 2015, winning one of them and drawing the other. Leeds are, of course, unbeaten the last 8 matches and have not lost any of the last 10 at home. And, of course, the record against Harrogate's is 1-1, drew 1, but both of those were friendlies. Leeds on the back of successive draws, drawing with Rovers at Ellen Road and then drawing with Hull on the road. Harrogate, of course, also coming into this on a bit of wobbly form right now. 22-1 is your Harrogate, 12-1 on is your Leeds, 70-2 is the draw. Leeds will win this one as well, and they might even play some youngsters. Leyton Orient up against Derby. We smell like a shocker right now on this one. Leyton Orient are cooking with gas in the in League One. 5 wins on the bounce, 92% form for them. Up against Derby, 4 defeats of the last 5, 3 defeats on the spin, and they're beaten Leyton Orient twice in succession. Both of those games in League One last season, both home and away. Leyton Orient, though, are a different beast these days, looking very, very good and could be set for a playoff run. 1-0 winners over Shrewsbury most recently. Derby losing to Bristol City most recently. The odds here, 21-10 is your Orient, 13-10 is your Derby, 21-10 the draw. I'm going with the upset here. Leyton Orient 2-1 winners at Brisbane Road. Meanwhile, Mansfield up against Wigan. That's right, it's one of the later games on Saturday. Played each other twice since 2003, 1 win apiece. And of course, Mansfield are rocking a 75% form at the moment, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Up against Wigan, back-to-back defeats for them, and they played each other twice in recent times. Won this season. It was a 2-1 win for Mansfield at the DW. Mansfield, though, also picking up a win, back-to-back wins, in fact. Back-to-back 2-1 wins, in fact, beating Bolton and Stockport. Meanwhile, Wigan losing to Birmingham at the DW as well. The odds, 21-20 is your Mansfield, 5-2 is your Wigan, 12-5 is the draw. I've got no reason for it, but I'm going to go with a Wigan victory here. 2-1 win on the road. It's just one of those days. Meanwhile, Coventry against Sheffield Wednesday. This is a bit of a spicy one, this one. Also on Saturday, of course, Frank Lampard's Coventry, 50% form for them right now, just 1 win in the last 5. Up against Sheffield Wednesday, Danny Rolls, boys. They're doing the biz, guys, and they are the real bloody deal, and they're going under the radar. Well, not really going under the radar, but they're doing it with a little. They're kind of Ipswich Towning it at the moment. They might not be in the top 2, but they're just about bubbling, doing enough to cause problems with what you can say is a bit of a meh squad. But Danny Rolls got these guys cooking, and that's the difference. That's the difference between success and failure right now. Anyway, they played each other 36 times, these two clubs, since 1993. 15 wins for Coventry, 10 wins for Wednesday. There's been 11 draws between these two sides. The last time they played at the RCA Arena, whatever it is, 2-1 winner was for Sheffield Wednesday this year, back in October 2024. Wednesday on the back of that 2-2 draw against Millwall. Coventry losing to Norwich most recently. The odds right here right now, 2019 on is your Coventry, 27-10 is your Wednesday, 27-10 is also the draw. I'm going with Wednesday here, 2-1 win. I don't think Frank Lampard is the answer, Coventry. I don't think he's the right fit for the project. Meanwhile, Hull City up against Doncaster Rovers. That's into Sunday, January the 12th. Hull, of course, under Ruben Selles, 42% form for them right now, 1 win in the last 4. Up against Doncaster, 42% form under Grant McCann, former club, that's right. He used to manage Hull back in the day. Played the 18 times in 2003, 4 wins for Hull, 7 wins for Doncaster, 7 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was back in August 2023 as in the EFL Cup. Doncaster coming out on top with a 2-1 win. In fact, I'm not really in fact in that. In fact, no, I'm not in fact in that. In fact, no, yes, I will. The last 2 times competitively they played in cups, Doncaster have come out on top. Oh, yes. Hull City, though, 3-3 draw against Leeds most recently. Doncaster with a 2-1 loss to Port Vale most recently. The odds right here, right now, we're looking at Hull 11-8 on for the Richie, 16-5 is your Doncaster, 14-5 is the draw. I think this will go Hull City's way, though. They'll get their revenge from the previous cup matches. Meanwhile, Tamworth against Spurs, it's the big one, of course, coming at you over at Tamworth. Coming at you with 50% form for them right now, 1-2 loss and drawn to over the last 6 up against Tottenham. 42% form for them right now, winless in the last 4. Never played each other, but Tamworth on the back of that 2-0 loss to Solihull. Spurs losing to Newcastle in the Premier League most recently, but they're taking on Liverpool this week in the Cup. That's their real chance of success, but this is also one of those as well. But they should have enough quality in the squad to put out a bit of a reserve squad. 60-1 is your Tamworth, 8-1 is your Spurs, 7-1 is your long shot. Is that what is a draw? Spurs winning this one 4-0 on the road. Good day out for the Tamworth flop. Meanwhile, the game of the round is Arsenal. It's Manchester United coming out of the Emirates. That's right. Played to the 77 times since 1993. 26 wins for Arsenal, 34 wins for Manchester United. 17 draws between the two sides. Arsenal unbeaten in at least the last 6 matches. Manchester United without a win in the last 5. The last time they played each other, it was this season. It was a 2-0 win for Arsenal. I was at this very venue back in December 2024. Arsenal on the back of that one more draw against Brighton. Manchester United with an important 2-2 draw against Liverpool. But the odds right here right now, 5-3 on is your Arsenal, 92 is your Manchester United, 27-10 is the draw. There's going to be an uprising. I think Manchester United can make this game interesting, but I think Arsenal will come out on top. 6 goals in it, 4-2 in the end for Manchester United. Meanwhile, Newcastle, they're also in action in the League Cup as well as the FA Cup, taking on Bromley though. This one's over at St James's Park. The Geordies are looking very, very good right now, winning 6 on the bounce and have won 3 home games on the bounce as well. They've also got cup action against Arsenal this week. Bromley, of course, good form for them right now, and Andy Woodman just won defeat in the last 6 for them, 67% form coming at you, but they did lose to Crewe most recently. The odds right here right now, Newcastle 9-1 on for the victory, 20-1 is your Bromley, 8-1 is your long shots. That's, of course, the Bromley. Going to be another big win, unfortunately. 5-0 for the Geordies to go through. Ipswich, they're up against Bristol Rovers. That's right, coming at Portman Road. Kieran McKenna's boys unbeaten the last 2 matches up against Bristol Rovers, who did pick up a win under the new coach, Mr. Calderon, former Brighton Hove Albion assistant coach. These two sides have played 8 times since 2012. 6 wins to Ipswich, 1 win for Bristol Rovers. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played at Portman Road, it was a 2-0 win for Ipswich back in August 2023 in the EFL Cup first round. Meanwhile, Ipswich on the back of that 2-2 draw at Fulham. Bristol Rovers with a 1-0 win over Cambridge. That's right. 92 on is your Ipswich, 92 on is your Ipswich, 8-1 is your Bristol Rovers, 11-2 is the draw here. 2-1 win, Ipswich through. But who will they be joined by? Will it be Palace? Will it be Stockport? That's right. And I've got to go digging for this one. Crystal Palace up against Stockport County is next on the agenda. Now, these two sides have played each other 8 times since 1998. 4 wins for Palace, nothing for Stockport. There's been 4 draws between the two sides. Palace are unbeaten in the last 3 up against Stockport, who have winless in the last 4 matches. The last time they played over at Selhurst Park, it was a 4-1 win for Crystal Palace. Get this, back in August 2001, Palace on the back of that 1-1 draw against Chelsea. Stockport did lose to Mansfield most recently. The odds 10-3 on is your Palace, 92 the draw, 7-1 is your Stockport. I might have gone with an upset here, going with the penalty shootout upset. Stockport going through if they exist in this third round, which I think they do. Into the final 2 is Southampton, it's Swansea, it's the Russell Martin derby. That's right, Southampton, goodness gracious me, haven't won the last 11 matches. 8% form for them right now. Swansea, back-to-back games without a win themselves. 17% form for them right now, 2008. Of course, 10 wins for Southampton, 3 wins for Swansea, 4 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue was a 5-0 win for Southampton back on Boxing Day 2023. The Saints, though, did get stuffed themselves. 5-0 lost to Brentford most recently. Swansea could only draw against West Bromwich Albion. 4-3 on is your Southampton. 3-1 is your draw. 31-10. Yes, Swansea. Might be an upset. Might be. Yeah, 2-0 win. Swansea beating Jurich. And of course, going through to the round of 4th. And then finally, we've got Millwall against Dagenham. That's on Monday night. All eyes on this one on the 13th of January. Of course, Millwall and Dagenham have played each other twice since 2012. 1 win for Millwall, nothing for Dagenham. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. Both of those 2 matches were in the FA Cup, and it was back in 2012. 2012, actually 2011-2012 FA Cup. 0-0 it was over at Dagenham the last time around. However, the replay was a 5-0 win for Millwall. Goodness gracious me. The hosts are winless in the last 4 up against Dagenham. Picked up 2 wins of the last 4 matches. Coming into on the back of a win, did Dagenham. 2-0 winners over Ebbsfleet. Millwall, lastminute.com. Shit the bed against Sheffield Wednesday. The odds 10-3 on as your Millwall, 4-1 the draw, 9-1 your long shots. Going with the upset, guys. Dagenham and Redbridge 2-1 win in this cracking affair on Monday night. That's right, that's my picks. There is no prediction league. We're not doing it. We've stopped it. It's too complicated. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, we're done.